It was a quiet morning beneath the earth, in a small and comfortable home where Mole had lived for as long as he could remember. The walls were warm, the air was still, and everything rested in its proper place. There were shelves for small things, a chair for sitting, and a table that knew the gentle rhythm of simple days. Mole had always been content there. But on this particular morning, something felt different. The air carried a softness that seemed to come from far away, as though the world outside was calling without using words. Mole paused in the middle of his spring cleaning and listened. At first, he heard nothing at all. Only the quiet of his own home. Only the familiar stillness. Yet beneath that stillness was a gentle pull, a feeling that the day held something calm and new. He set down his brush and stood very still. Then, without quite knowing why, Mole moved toward the door. He opened it slowly. Fresh air slipped inside, cool and kind, brushing softly against his face. It carried the scent of grass and sunlight, and something else, something that felt wide and open. Mole stepped outside. The world above ground felt larger than he had remembered. The sky stretched gently overhead, pale and calm. The earth felt soft beneath his feet. Nothing rushed. Nothing demanded attention. Everything seemed to invite him forward in the most patient way. He began to walk. At first, he walked slowly, simply enjoying the feel of the open air. The grass moved lightly in a breeze that barely touched the ground. Somewhere nearby, a bird made a quiet sound, then settled again into silence. Mole followed a path that did not look like a path at all. It curved gently through the grass and between small trees. He did not know where it led, but he did not mind. The morning felt like a promise that did not need to be explained. After a while, he noticed a sound. It was soft at first, almost like a memory. A gentle, steady sound that rose and fell without effort. Mole paused and listened. The sound seemed to come from ahead, just beyond a small hill covered in moss and sunlight. He walked toward it. The sound grew clearer. It was not loud. It did not interrupt the quiet. Instead, it blended with the morning in a way that felt natural and soothing. Then Mole reached the top of the hill and saw something he had never seen before. A river. It moved slowly, its surface smooth and calm. Light rested upon it, shifting gently as the water flowed. The river did not hurry. It did not try to go anywhere quickly. It simply moved, steady and sure, as though it had all the time in the world. Mole stood very still. He felt something inside him soften. Something that had been quiet for a long time seemed to wake gently. He did not know why the river felt so familiar, but it did. He stepped closer. The grass near the water was cool and green. The air felt different here, lighter somehow, as if it had been washed by the steady movement of the river. Mole sat down near the edge and listened to the sound of the water passing by. It was a comforting sound, a steady sound, a sound that did not ask anything from him. He might have stayed there for a long time, simply listening, if not for a small movement nearby. A boat drifted gently along the river, guided more by the current than by any effort. In the boat sat a figure who seemed perfectly at ease, as though he had always belonged there. This was Rat. Rat moved with calm confidence, using the oars only when needed, never rushing the water. When he noticed Mole sitting by the riverbank, he smiled in a quiet, welcoming way. "Hello," Rat said softly. Mole returned the greeting, a little shy but curious. "Hello. First time at the river?" Rat asked. Mole nodded. Yes, I didn't know it was here. Rat's smile deepened. It's always here, he said. You just have to find it. He guided the boat gently toward the bank and held out a paw. Would you like to come aboard? Mole hesitated only for a moment. The river looked calm. The boat moved softly. There was no reason to feel uncertain. He stepped into the boat. The wood felt warm beneath him. The water moved gently around them, steady and reassuring. Rat pushed away from the shore and allowed the current to guide them forward. They did not speak for a while. There was no need. The river carried them quietly, and the morning seemed to stretch endlessly ahead. The sky reflected in the water, pale and open. Small ripples formed and disappeared. The sound of the oars dipping lightly into the river felt rhythmic and calm. This is my favorite place, Rat said at last. The river knows how to move without hurrying. Mole leaned back slightly, feeling the gentle motion of the boat. He understood what Rat meant. The river did not rush. It did not ask for anything. It simply existed, steady and kind. They drifted past grassy banks and small patches of shade. The world seemed to slow around them. Even time felt softer here, as though it too had decided to float rather than move. After a while, Rat guided the boat toward a small dock made of smooth wood and moss. They stepped out together and sat near the edge of the water. The river continued its quiet journey. Mole felt a deep sense of calm settle over him. He did not know how long he had been there, and he did not feel the need to know. This is a good place to rest, Rat said. Mole nodded. They sat together in silence, watching the water move and the light shift gently across its surface. Nothing needed to happen. Nothing needed to change. The day stretched softly around them, full of quiet moments and gentle sounds. And as Mole listened to the steady rhythm of the river, he felt something he had not felt before. A peaceful sense that the world was larger and kinder than he had imagined. The river flowed on. The morning remained calm. And the story, like the water, continued quietly forward.